Dershow.
President just came back from the Middle East. He went to Qatar, he went to Saudi Arabia, he went to some other places. And he has issued essentially an ultimatum to Iran, to the mullahs in Iran. And he said, look, we want to make a deal. We don't want to have to bomb you. We want to make a deal, but we have one unalterable demand, and that is that you cannot develop or obtain a nuclear arsenal. You can't develop a single nuclear bomb. We will not permit that. If you make a deal that precludes you from getting a nuclear bomb, okay. But if your offer still permits you to get a nuclear bomb, we're not going to accept that. We're not going to do what the Obama administration did, because, of course, Trump criticized the Obama administration. I wrote a book about it called The Case Against the Iran Deal. It was a terrible, terrible deal that would have assured and indeed legitimated Iran from developing a nuclear bomb by now, and the world would be a much less safe place if that were to happen. And so Trump can't repeat Obama's errors which he pointed out when he was president and cured by getting out of the deal. So he has to get a deal that's longer and stronger and better. Can he do that? Right now, the issue is whether or not Iran will accept the American proposal that there not be any development of nuclear weapons, any centrifuges, any I don't know the technicalities, and obviously there are people on both the Iranian and the American team who know the technicalities. But right now, the Iranians are saying, no, we won't agree with that. We want to be able to develop nuclear energy for civilian use. Now, everybody knows that's nonsense. There is no civilian use of nuclear energy in Iran. They haven't used it at all for civilian purposes. They don't heat their homes with nuclear energy. They don't have nuclear submarines. They don't have other uses. They only want a nuclear bomb. And Rafsanjani, the former president of Iran, made it clear that if they get a nuclear bomb and they bomb Tel Aviv, they'll kill 3 million Jews. And that will be the end of Israel, because Israel's a one-bomb state. And Israel will retaliate and kill 10 million Muslims in Tehran. And according to Rafsanjani, that will be worth it. So there is no hiding the fact that if Iran is entitled to develop civilian nuclear uses, they will quickly convert the technology into military use. And that's why the United States has said, no, we're not going to let you. We're not going to let you do that. And Iran has said, no, we're not going to accept what you have asked us to do. We want civilian use, and we're going to insist on that, and we're not going to back down from that. So what if there's an impasse? President Trump has made it very clear. If there's an impasse, the issue has to be resolved militarily. And it can be resolved militarily with few civilian casualties, because Iran's nuclear facilities are buried deep underground, mostly in 3 or 4 places, which are well known to the United States, to Israel, and to Western intelligence. The organization MEK, the dissident organization that wants to take over Iran, has people who know where all the atomic facilities are, the nuclear facilities are, and they have told the United States and Israel where they are. In fact, they just recently told them of a new area which was unknown before. And so the question is, will Donald Trump carry out his threat? And it's very important that he do that, because the one reason why Donald Trump is so effective in making deals is because he's maintained his credibility that if you don't accept the deal and there are going to be consequences, the consequences will flow. And that's already happened in Gaza. Gaza hasn't made a deal, and the United States has essentially permitted Israel to go into Gaza again and do what it has to do. And the killing of Sinwar and his aides were part of that. But President Trump has made it very clear, crystal clear, if the Iranians don't accept the the American offer, the American deal to dismantle any attempt to create atomic energy that could be used for military purposes. If they don't accept that, then the only other option is the military option. Now, there's an intermediate situation that maybe President Trump will employ. Let's assume the negotiations continue, and they're going to go on next week. And some people are saying the negotiations are going well. Others are saying no. There's this barrier that the Iranians saying no, we won't give up our civilian use. The Americans are saying you must when it comes to these centrifuges, etc. There's another option, and that is the United States can start deploying its B-52s, can send bunker-busting bombs to Israel, and can get ready to destroy the Iran nuclear program. In other words, instead of just saying they're going to do it, which they've already said they would do, they could actually prepare to do it and make that preparation very clear and open, and give the Iranians another week or 10 days to be sensible and to respond and say, all right, yes, you persuaded us. We know you're not bluffing. The worst case scenario would be if the Iranians say no, turn down what the United States says is a red line, and the United States then does what Obama did with Syria. Remember when Obama said to Syria when it was under Assad, if you use chemical weapons, that's the red line. If you cross that red line, we will intervene. And of course, Assad crossed the red line, killed many thousands of his own people and Kurds, etc., by the use of poison gas. And the Obama administration said, whoops, we didn't mean it. We really didn't mean it. I don't know why we said it. We didn't mean it. We were bluffing. And they didn't do a thing. And that destroyed any credibility on the part of the Obama administration. Part of the reason why I think the threat of having a deal with Iran was a hollow threat, because the Obama administration has lost its credibility. It would be a major tragedy if the Trump administration were to lose its credibility over Iran. So, it's gone on a limb. It's said, President Trump has personally said, unless you agree with the deal, which would preclude you from developing a nuclear weapon, there will be, and the implication is clear, military consequences. Now, the Trump administration could try to get around that by saying, well, all right, they've accepted the deal, they didn't do what we want them to do on centrifuges and enrichment and all those things that we hoped they would do, but it's good enough. No, it's not. It's not good enough. If you back away on enrichment, if you back away on centrifuges, if you back away on allowing them to disguise their military program as a civilian program, you will lose your credibility. And in the Middle East, credibility is everything, because the only way to achieve peace in the Middle East is through strength, through superior strength, and through the knowledge on the other side that you will use that superior strength. Israel has that deterrent. They lost it for a while after October 7th, when their vaunted intelligence failed to prevent this horrible attack on October 7th, but they restored it with the attacks in Lebanon, particularly the cell phone radio attacks, the killings of the heads of Hamas, Hezbollah. Now they're doing it, hopefully, with the Houthis, and the Israelis have already said they're going to target and kill the head of the Houthis if the Houthis continue to send missiles. And Israel has to maintain its credibility by doing that if the Houthis continue to send missiles. So this is a crucial time. This is an absolutely crucial time for the United States and for Israel.